Christmas has always been my favorite holiday of the year. Something about the Christmas season makes me happy. It's the colors, the smells, the lights, and the all-around family time. Ever since I was a little girl, my mom has instilled some very precious Christmas traditions in me. My most favorite traditions are having a Christmas tree, hanging Christmas stockings, and setting up a nativity scene. Never worry about the size of your Christmas tree. In the eyes of children, they are all 30 feet tall. Larry Wilde, The Merry Book of Christmas. The Christmas tree was always my favorite thing about Christmas. Even without any other decorations in the house and just this tree, it still feels like Christmas. It was the central point in our Christmas festivities. According to Wikipedia, the Christmas tree originated in the 16th century northern Germany and quickly spread throughout Germany. Trees were generally erected in front of guild halls and churches. Early, the trees were decorated with apples, nuts, dates, pretzels, and paper flowers. The trees finally made its way to America in the 1700s or the early 1800s. Nowadays, we decorate trees with a variety of ornaments, lights, candy canes, ribbon, tinsel, and a tree topper. The National Christmas Tree Association stated in 2008 that 28.2 million trees were sold, and those were real trees. The most being 32.8 million in 2005. Artificial trees in 2008 were 11.7 million sold, and the highest was in 2007 at 17.4 million being sold. The height of the real Christmas tree sales were in 2005, and the height of artificial trees was in 2007. In 2008, families in the U.S. spent $1.3 billion purchasing a real Christmas tree and $709 million purchasing artificial Christmas trees. In 2008, 31% of people chose to buy their tree from a chosen harvest farm, and 25% in retail lots. It goes to show how important Christmas trees are during the Christmas season. Something about a Christmas tree just makes things so much cozier. Stockings are another of my favorite Christmas traditions. When I was young, I had the same stocking every year, hanging in my parents' house, but since moving out and starting my own family, my stockings have changed a couple of times. Wikipedia stated that Christmas stockings came into existence in many European countries with no clear inventor. There are many legends surrounding the first Christmas stockings, and the most popular one being St. Nicholas, leaving money in stockings that were drying above the fireplace for a poor man's family who had no dowry for his 3 daughters. After that, children began leaving their everyday stockings out in hopes that they would receive a gift. Since then, families have gotten special stockings just for Christmas. Some examples of what stockings are usually filled with are candy, money, or small gifts. Something my mom used to always tell me when I was being bad was that if I wasn't good, Santa Claus would leave me a lump of coal. I never did receive a lump of coal, but it's a good way for her to get me to behave myself. Another of my favorite traditions is setting up a small static nativity scene. My mom always set up a Precious Moments nativity scene on her hutch, and I always admired it. When she would leave the house, I would play with them and reenact the Christmas story of Jesus' birth. She always knew exactly where she placed them, and then so I would always get caught every time I played with them. Funny how I never broke any of those figurines. According to Wikipedia, the first nativity scene was a live scene created by Saint Francis of Assisi in 1223 in Greccio, Italy. After the first living nativity scene, many churches in Europe adopted the tradition. Eventually, live people and animals were replaced with statues. A nativity scene usually consists of baby Jesus, Joseph and Mary, magi, shepherds, angels, and various farm animals. Public nativity scenes have been the source of many controversial issues. Some issues arise when lines between church and states are crossed. After I moved out of my parents' house, my mom started my very own nativity scene. Every year for Christmas, I get a new addition. Christmas is such an important event each year for my family. It's a time where we get together and reminisce about the good things that happened during the year and also some of the painful things. Traditions keep us close and are things I look forward to every year. I hope when I have children, they will feel the same way about my Christmas traditions.